Boom, bang. What's good? What's happening, everyone? Welcome, Open Tablers. It is your boy, Ferris Muthana. Welcome to another great edition of the Open Table. Today we have none other than the tremendous, the phenomenal. It is the one, the only. It is Baltimore's favorite son. Let me enunciate. Son. It is none other than Hendo from the Roug pod. We will be talking about life, YouTube, and wherever the conversation takes us, like we did with Broadly last week. This version of the Open Table without Adelia is getting deep and down into the mindset and who we are as human beings. So none other than, let's reintroduce him to the man, the myth, the legend. It is none other than Hendo. Hendo, how are you?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. How's life treating you at this moment, man?
Life is good. I can't complain. I'm alive.
Yeah, that's true. I hear great things, man. I heard it coming up. Your wedding anniversary is coming up. How you been planning that? How was that?
This year's wedding anniversary is going to be kind of bland, kind of dull.
Mm-hmm.
I decided that since next year is our 5th wedding anniversary, that we're going to go either Thailand, Norway, or Italy.
Oh,
so
wow.
On the 5th anniversary.
Tia, correct?
That is correct, sir.
That is correct. How did you meet Tia?
Oh, man. I met Tia in elementary school. She was my first love.
Right.
She sat next to me in class, and she was one of the more popular kids. I was not. I was a shy, quiet guy, kept to myself. But it really didn't matter to her. She talked to me, and I'm like, wow, the person I'm in love with, I'm get to sit next to every day in class and have conversations with. And I've loved her all my life.
It's wonderful, man. 5 years, man. Nowadays, 5 years is a lot. What do you think has been your secret sauce in keeping it flowing?
Ooh, her. She's the secret sauce. Her tolerance of me.
Oh.
I'm simplistically complicated and complexly simple. I don't ask for much. I don't need much. I don't do much. And I think sometimes that can stun a relationship because people like to go out and do things and travel. She's a traveler. Yeah. She's going out of town next week.
All right.
And she likes to travel. I'm not a traveler, so she comes and goes. I stay home. But I just think that her understanding me and my need of space and time, because there are times when, hey, I come in the basement, get on my YouTube stuff, and she might not see me for 2 days. So just her being that understanding of what I'm trying to accomplish, how I am as a person, I think that's what actually makes this relationship go.
Communication, correct?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I'm a horrible communicator.
So how do you get past the horrible communication to have a fruitful marriage? Because you said communication is key, but then you said you're a horrible communicator.
Because she's a horrible communicator.
She's also a horrible communicator.
We're both horrible. But when you have a deep understanding of someone and you come from a place of love and not malice, and you have a common goal, sometimes communication is not always things that need to be said.
Yeah.
As long as the household's taken care of and we do what we need to do, we know we're fine. We get our time together when we get our time together. And I think that's the key, having patience along with communication.
Mm-hmm. Married 5, how long together though?
Oh, man.
It can't be together 5.
At least 12 years.
12 years. 12 years. How did you keep it going, man? 12 years is a lot. And why after, let's do some math. 7, you were like, let's get married. You know what I mean? Because that famous thing called the 7-year itch. You know what I mean? Starting to get a little restless. Start to think about things. What made you guys think, you know what, Tia? I want you forever.
I knew that I wanted to marry her from the beginning. Like, it was never a question. It was.
You don't want to say that out loud, real quick.
Blending of families.
Blending of families.
I think that was the biggest obstacle for us because she had 3 kids and I had 3 kids. And when you bring kids into new situations, and new surroundings, it can be tough because some kids are used to certain parenting styles and others aren't. And sometimes it may come off as non-love, but after a while you make things work and you see, hey, we're working toward a common goal once again. Once you see that everybody's kind of on board, that's when you just make that lifelong commitment. And for me, the 7-year itch, that stuff doesn't mean anything. I've been the same person since I was 18 years old. Nothing really has changed for me as a person. I mean, I've grown, I've matured some, but I've been the same person. And when I want what I want, I keep what I want. I don't need to stray. I don't need to go out because my needs aren't that great.
The family blending, man, nowadays it's become more common nowadays. You know, divorce is high, and you find your true love later on, but you've already had kids with another. How did you guys navigate, the minefields and the successes of the blended family?
Oof. I mean, it was tough. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't easy. There were a lot of contentious times because once again, I can only speak from my perspective. And when it comes to her kids, I can't speak to their father, but when you start dealing in the dynamics of relationships when a parent is raised by one side, they only see one point of view. So growing up with their mother, they saw the nurturing, loving, caring side. And then when I came on as the protector and the provider. So they looked at my protection as maybe being overbearing, maybe trying to be controlling, but it was more out of love and concern than anything else. And I don't think that early on that they saw it that way. So once everybody realized that, it was what was best for the kids, and it wasn't, oh, I just want you to do what I want you to do. Like, for instance, one of her daughters, she's very outgoing and she likes to party. She likes to hang out. And my thing is, listen, you 16, 17 years old. I don't want you out in these streets at 4:00 in the morning. And it's kind of like, oh, you putting a curfew on me? Oh, you trying to control me? No, I'm concerned because, well, kids today think they're invincible and they think nobody's going to do anything to them. Nothing's going to happen to them. But in my mind, I'm sitting there lying awake 4:00 in the morning, waiting to hear the door open. So, once they realized that it wasn't coming from a place of malice, things kind of turned around. And we just decided, hey, let's make this a family. Let's make it legitimate.
Yeah. Did you mimic anything from your upbringing, or have you kind of changed and wanted your own way of doing things?
For me, it was trial by fire. And shout out to my oldest, Jasmine, who turned 30 today.
Happy birthday, Jasmine.
It was trial by fire because I grew up without a father. And of course, when you grow up without a male role model in your house, it can go one of two ways. You can emulate the things that happened growing up, or you could find another path and try not to hit those pitfalls that you ran across growing up. For me, I wanted to be that father that was always there. And as you and a lot of the people know, I'll raise anybody's child. I don't care who they came from, because my stepson, I knew from the day he was born, he wasn't my son, but I raised him. I have a granddaughter now. I have 2 granddaughters now, not related by blood. And I'll be a father to anybody because these kids need guidance, in my opinion. So, I've always been the same. I don't call it lucky. I've been lucky enough to raise children since I was 15. My cousin had a child when she was 15 years old, but she still had a party mentality a little bit. So there were times she would leave the child with me for 2 weeks. So I was lucky enough to kind of get the baptism by fire by having to raise a child early on that wasn't mine. And I kind of learned a little something. And with each and every child, you kind of navigate. It's like that commercial where they show the people with the first kid and they're just protective and they're cleaning everything off. And then the second kid, they're out playing in the street and you just turn your back like, oh, they come in sometime. So, yeah.
So, we call you Pop. That's what we do, man. So we do, it's not just because you're older than us by, a solid 30 years.
Wow.
You know what I mean? But Tony, like that mentality, like I feel like should be more common, but it ain't, if you know what I mean, where you see a child and you see just like not even your child, you see a child and you say, man, I'm gonna like get in the house. Let me feed you. Let me clothe you. Let me teach you something. Let me protect you. You know what I mean? People talk about this village, this raised by a village, right? But they don't want to be a village. Right. They don't want to do that. They don't want to be village raising. You know, they're always doing the thing. But you are, I have never met the literal human embodiment of village raising. And he's right here in front of me. You don't care. Blood, no blood. Get in the house. You know what I mean? Get some food. Get some shelter, some clothes. Mm-hmm. Where did that come? Like you said it, you didn't, it's because you didn't have a father. But is there anything, like, is it just truly that? Or did over the years, do you see like kids without fathers is like going by the wayside, being forgotten, becoming statistics is what people nowadays have been referred to?
Well, it came from my grandmother. Like everything that I am and the person that I am, I owe it all to my grandmother because she was a single Dorothy.
Shout out to Dorothy.
She was a single mother raising 4 kids. And she raised myself and my cousin. And her sister, unfortunately, at a young age, got murdered. So she raised her 4 kids as well. So now you have 10 children that you're raising by yourself. And she used to work tirelessly. And we were the poorest people in the middle class neighborhood. Mm-hmm. But if I ever needed anything, my grandmother did what she needed to do to get me what I needed. And I never forgot that. And I never forgot the selflessness that she just exuded to each and every person, even if it were my friends or just other family members that needed help. She was always there to help. And my life mission has been never to disappoint my grandmother, because the one thing that I think that hurt me the most in life is seeing my grandmother cry. Mm-hmm. And she cried because she was like, I'm a failure at life. Because speaking upon her 4 kids, she was like, I raised 4 kids and nothing ever became of any of them. So I made it my mission in life to let her know, out of all the children that you raised,
you got 5 kids.
At least one of them made something of themselves and is giving back to other people. So everything I do is to try to make her proud and to try to keep her name going, because I am her. And if it weren't for her, I might not be the person that I am today.
Oh, you know what we think, Dorothy? She's still with us. God rest her soul. Because you know what? She raised a great man. You know what I mean? You know, I don't say, you know, Tony, I'm gonna be real with you. We sit, we talk, we make fun of each other.
Yeah.
You know, we sometimes compliment each other, but we don't truly say we love each other. You know what I mean? You know, I'm gonna say it right now, dog. I love you, family.
I love you too, bro.
All right, man. It was great meeting you in person, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was scared.
What?
I was scared, man. I was scared.
So it was an online personality?
Yeah, no, not
online.
No, it's not that. It's that, you know what I mean? Like, we out in the real world, how they gonna act to me? You know what I mean? You know, how is it gonna be? You know, am I a fraud? You know, I got a little imposter syndrome. You know, am I gonna live up to what they think I am? You know what I mean? I got kind of scared. And then when I got your message and you said, I'm downstairs, look behind you, stupid. I was like, oh no, this is gonna be all the same, isn't it? And I looked away and you're right there. You're just, and I could see your face, and in your same face, your same fake disapproving look that you always give me, because you don't really disapprove of me. You just fake it sometimes. You're just like, why didn't you walk in? And I was like, I didn't know. I was like, come on, follow me. And you know, we walked in, felt like home. Felt like home. Not gonna lie.
It's my goal. Listen, Dre will tell you, I'll put it on my shoulders. Like, I could be the most uncomfortable in the situation, but if I have a group of people with me, I know if there's not a leader there, I'll assume that role. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm nervous, everybody around me is going to be nervous. If everybody else is panicking, if I'm panicking, everybody else is going to panic. So if I kind of display that rock, you know, that solid rock syndrome, everybody else is going to be calm. It's going to be fine. And I just want everybody to be comfortable. I want everybody to have a good time. Like, that was the whole purpose of you coming here, you know, for us to meet up in person and just, you know, have fellowship. So, you know, it's all what it's all about.
How do you get out of that comfort zone, right? Because you said, you know, because I think we were talking about a little bit off air. You said you were a shy kid growing up, and you developed your shyness, because there's always a reason for shyness, and you kind of blossomed out of it, because now, you know, you don't shut the hell up. To be honest with you, you know what I mean? It's wonderful to see. How did you slowly reduce that shell and in moments become, like you said, solid rock syndrome?
A little of it, I guess, had to do with the military. Because
Gotcha.
once you're in the military, regardless of your personality, regardless of your level of comfort or confidence, you're gonna have to do what you have to do. Like there are times they're gonna put you front and center and be like, look, go do this. And you can't look back and be like, I don't want to leave. You can't do things like that. So that kind of brought a little bit out of me. But then also dealing with my cousin that I grew up with, like she just was always like, yo, FTP. You know, she always spoke her mind. She never pulled her punches. And I looked at her and I'm like, you know what? That's a good way to live.
Why is it a good way to live?
Because you're always unapologetically yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's no fake behind it. There is no second guessing, no ulterior motives to it. You know, you just be you. And whether you're loud and egregious or just soft spoken and quiet, everybody has a role to play. Uncouth, like Ferris. But everybody has
a lot of couth, my good sir. A lot of couth.
But everybody has a role to play.
Mm-hmm.
But it is being yourself as a person. And I've just grown up around a lot of fake people, a lot of people that try to appease. I mean, I used to be one of those people that I grew up in a Jewish neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying? I always put the weight of Black people on my shoulders to try to show people, no, we're not all like that. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I'm walking down the street and I just see them and I see them tensing up. I'll walk across the street to make them feel more comfortable. But then I had to realize to myself, like, you have to stop putting yourself in uncomfortable situations to make others feel comfortable, because that's what they have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I realized that, it's just like, yo, I got to do it. And then I guess the final step of my transformation was YouTube. You know, YouTube's for beginners, a scary place because you're exposing yourself to the world. Yes. And let people see a side of you and having them judge you and comment and say all these things. And after you've done that and come out on the other side, like, yo, I'm still okay. People say they hate me, they say I'm this, I'm that, and I'm still fine. It lets you know that you can kind of accomplish anything you put your mind to, and it doesn't matter what other people think of you. It only matters what you think of yourself and what you can do.
Someone told me to go back to the rock I came from earlier today. Because I said Shaq wasn't a top 10 player all time in the NBA. And he was never the best center ever at any point of his career. Because, you know, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar existed.
I mean, this is facts, but a lot of times we find out that when people can't debate intelligently, they hurl insults at you. And you know, you being a YouTuber, when people disagree with you, when you debate with them and go back and forth and you bring out valid points and they're like, oh, how do I combat this? You're a clown. You're stupid.
They spelled whole with a W. And they didn't put came, they put cams. So they didn't even know English.
Once again, it's the most ignorant people. And I think I said in my stream this past week or the week before, I said, I understand a lot of languages and I understand ebonics, but I don't understand incomplete misspelled sentences.
Exactly. Well, I also don't know what Xavier Leggett be talking about, but you know, that's another thing. I mean, shout out to Xavier.
It's that Gullah and that Geechee.
Yeah, exactly. You know, shout to the Gullah Geechee people of South Carolina. Shout to them. Well, I don't think he is one though. Is he?
Okay, he might be. Listen, I spent some time down there, and he talks like a lot of the people that I've come in contact with. So, who knows?
Exactly. Well, the YouTube game, Hendo, how's it been treating you? How you been liking it? What are some things you like? Something you don't like?
Whew, YouTube game.
You're specifically in the Ravens content space.
YouTube, I love it and I hate it with a passion, like with my soul. YouTube is the first thing I think ever in my life outside of being a father that I truly wanted. Like once I started doing it, I'm like, yo, this is something that I could see myself doing for the rest of my life. But I think that my downfall has become a numbers driven game to me. And each and every process or step that I've taken to try to better myself, it's like I see YouTubers, and I'm not trying to disparage anybody, but I see YouTubers out there doing minimalistic type things. And to me, it's like, all right, that's cool for a point. But, you know, if you look at myself, if you look at Dre, Jose, Bradney, Coach, when you see us, you see we're always trying to innovate. And we're always trying to upgrade the things that we're doing, because the more subscribers you get, the more that you want to give the people, and you don't want it to become stale. But with that and that extra work, you want to see the fruits of your labor. And oftentimes you don't see the fruits of your labor and all the work that you're putting in. So you kind of get discouraged. Like this week, I've had like 6 videos that I've written out this week. I've recorded nothing. Because sometimes it's just like, what's it for? Like it's like the rat race. You know what I'm saying? Like you make a video, it may hit, it may not hit. Then you got to go back and do it again and hope for the same things over and over again. So, I mean, I love doing it. I love the community that we've built. I love making content and sharing my views. But it's just everything else that comes with it. I don't particularly care for it too much.
How do you stay on the cutting edge? Like, how do you keep that motivation? You know what I mean? How do you do that?
Once again, it all goes back to my grandmother. And watching her work as hard as she did, I will never stop working hard. So if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it to my fullest. So if I'm truly going to do YouTube, I'm going to give it my all. And if that means, hey, all right, cool, you made it to one of your goals, but now we have to do better, days and hours of research. Like I research other YouTubers, I research other genres, other styles to see what I can implement into my style to make it better and more visually appealing, because to me, that's what keeps viewers around. It keeps them engaged and it keeps them coming back. So, you know, it's in me to work hard.
Like we get it that you're a Ravens content creator. Like, why not just do YouTube just to do YouTube? Why specifically making a specific focus on the Baltimore Ravens? Is it just your passion becoming more and continuing to progress, or was it strategically because I'm a fan?
Well, I did the Baltimore Ravens because, you know, when I first started and looking around and reading around, it was do something that you're passionate about.
Yes.
And I'm passionate about sports. I'm passionate about my home team. And to me, like you said earlier about that fraud syndrome, you want to speak about things that you know.
Yes.
And I feel like I know football. I feel like I know something about the Baltimore Ravens. So I wanted to be able to talk intelligently about a subject that I knew. But as time goes on, you know, you don't want people to kind of put you in a box and see you as just one thing. Because to me, I feel like I'm a multifaceted person. And I have different views and interests on a lot of different things. So it started out one way, but then, you know, you kind of want to talk about more than just the Baltimore Ravens. So
what is more? What is more? What do you want to do? What is more? Because I know you had hanging with Hendo for a bit. It was every Saturday.
I mean, it's a couple Saturdays a month.
But now I think it's a Patreon exclusive.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's things are gonna change. Like, that's all that's gonna change. It's just trying to get back into the flow of things, because I spend so much time focusing on my Ravens channel. Like I spend so much time. I mean, when I say so much time, like the other night, you know, you hit me, I hit you up, or I commented, and you like, yo, it's 4 a.m. Why are you up? Because I'm either researching something or I'm working on a video. And I spend so much time in that Raven space that I don't always have the energy or the motivation to do stuff for the other channel like I'm supposed to.
Do you feel like at 4 o'clock in the morning, the world's quiet and you can finally do some work?
No, because I do work all day long. It's just that like me, I have OCD. And when I start something, I like to finish it. So if I start working on a video, let's say 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I just happen to finish at 3:30 in the morning, that's what I'm going to do. Like I can't stop and say, all right, well, let me pick this up tomorrow morning, because who knows what's going to happen tomorrow morning. Something else might come out. I might have to make another video about something else. And that's just going to take up more time. So I just like to get it done, get it out the way. And then after that, you know, just watch some TV and relax. Or look for
always had OCD, Tony? Or did it develop over the years?
It developed. It started with when I was younger. I used to work for the gas and electric company, and I used to read B-Genie, Baltimore Gas and Electric. I used to be a meter reader. So what I would do is, you know, I would walk around to the house. Yes, man. Knock on the door, go in the house, read the meters. So one day, I was downtown, and I'm walking through this alley, and then I looked down, and it was a $20 bill sitting in the dirt in some trash. And I sat there and I was like, should I pick this up? It's kind of dirty. And then something just in me changed, because after that, I think when I went to lunch, I went to the mall and I gave the guy the 20, and he started fixing my food. And I'm like, yo, bro, you don't know where that money's been. Like, you're not gonna wash your hands before you touch my food. And I think that's what started it and set it off.
Okay, so like an event that triggered you, and now it's like the way you operate. Yeah. Well, how was it working for BG&E? Because I know you worked for BG&E, you've worked for Comcast, you've worked for that company that cleans ventilations.
With
Dre.
Yeah, that one. No, that one.
You've lived many lives, my good sir.
Post office,
the post office,
corrections officer.
Like, how was that? Like, which experience molded you the most to form the current Hendo?
I mean, I don't think any of them molded me, because I think so what molded me was, like I said, my grandmother, and then in turn, in retrospect, my mother. So as a child, I used to have a temper. Like I went from 0 to 100 in 0.2 seconds. Like,
gotcha.
It didn't take much to set me off. But the one thing that set me off was when people would say, "You just like your mother," because back then, mental health wasn't such a big thing. It wasn't sensationalized. It wasn't put out there. It wasn't even really talked about. And unbeknownst to us, my mother was depressed, and she would just lay in bed all day. And I mean, she would lay under 6 blankets, and it could be 100 degrees outside. And we didn't have central air, so it was hot. So everybody just always was like, "Oh, your mother's lazy. Your mother doesn't want to do anything." And when they wanted to tick me off, they would just be like, "You're just like your mother." And I think it got to a point where I said, you know what? I'm never going to have anybody say that to me ever again in life. They're never going to compare me to a lazy person. And then my focus, my mentality became, how you work kind of is a reflection of who you are as a person. Now, whether it's true or it's not, that's just how I feel. Like, if you come to work and you lazy and you're nasty and dirty, that's probably who you are as a person.
So how did you break that? Like, how did you, no, not break it. How did you finally realize, like, my mother wasn't lazy? I don't have to work 18 million jobs to prove that I am a hard worker. Like, when did that finally begin in your mind? Like, I fell for some BS.
I mean, that never stopped. I mean,
was it BS?
It wasn't BS. It took like 20 years. Like, it took 20 years for me to realize the depression. But as far as the work thing goes, that never stopped. And once again, even though I had that side of me that said, you don't want to be like your mother, I still had that side of me that was like my grandmother, who was always out there working and providing. And for me, the things that Dre and I did, because Dre and I used to work 18-hour days, 7 days a week. And it wasn't, I got to prove somebody wrong. It's, I have to provide for my family.
Okay.
It was a situation of my childhood and how I grew up. I never wanted to go back there. I never wanted my children to have to go through some of the things that I had to go through. But sometimes now I think about it and I'm like, maybe they should have gone through those things, because children today are entitled. They don't appreciate everything that they get because they get so much. I grew up, my mother didn't have a car. So I was constantly on a bus stop. My kids, they've been driven everywhere they need to go.
How do you make sure that doesn't happen, right? With the generation, because you said you also have a grandchildren. How do you make it stop right there? How do you teach them properly without, in a sense, like, because growing up like me, growing up like you saw some things you shouldn't have saw. Like, how do you do that? How do you find a balance where you destroy the entitlement? You know what I mean? But you don't make them, go to therapy.
I don't know about the therapy part, but for me, it's
that's kind of a joke. But...
For me, it's consistency.
Okay.
Tia gets on me a lot, especially with my granddaughter Dream, because Dream may possibly be my favorite person in the world.
She gets away with murder, to be honest. I've heard about it.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't get away with murder.
It's not what we see, Tony.
Man, it's not. Y'all don't see everything. I can't. It's on camera, but
All right.
give her everything that I can. But the consistency part with me is, if you do something 10 times, I'm going to correct you 10 times. Some parents, they get tired of saying the same thing over and over again, or they get tired of correcting their kids, or they get tired of trying to push them in the right direction. I don't get tired. If I see you doing wrong, I'm going to address it. I love her and I want the best for her, and I'm going to give her everything that she needs and wants to an extent. But when she pops off, I'm still a child of the 70s and 80s. I will jack her up. Now, I may not beat her because I stopped beating my kids, but I'll jack her little tail up and let her know I don't play that. And tell like, oh, she's a baby, don't do that. No, you have to teach her right from wrong, or she's going to grow up thinking everything's supposed to be for her.
Mm-hmm. Who's there to care for you when it's time for your relaxation? I mean, who's there to also to jack you up when it needs to be happening?
Me. Truthfully, the only thing that I need, honestly, is music. Whatever I need, if I need to be pumped up, if I need to be hyped up, if I need to get angry, if I need love, I always turn to music. So there are times when I'm just sitting here and I'll just put on some music and turn off all the lights and just listen to it, and it recharges me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, and I have you guys sometimes to lean on, and I'll just say certain things, and once I say it, it's gone. Like, I have fits of rage, and Jasmine can tell you I have fits of rage, but my rage never lasts more than 5 seconds, and that's how I let it out. Like, it's like, oh, you mother, okay, well, let's go to SOAR. And I let things go. Like, I don't hold anything in. I let things go, except for my hate for Usher. But outside of that, everything else I let go.
How do you do that? Because a lot of people don't let things go. They let things simmer, they fester, and they become worse. And it can manifest in physical ailments. How are you so nonchalantly can just let it go? Is it back to your grandmother as well?
Well, no, that's life experience.
Like,
just go through so many things, and there were so many times in life that I stressed about things and I worried about things until I realized there's nothing you can do about it. And then later on came Tia. Like, Tia to me, like, she showed me so much, because I used to be a person, like, literally, if we had an argument, didn't matter what it was about, I may not talk to her for a week and a half. You know what I'm saying? But with her, she and I can have a huge argument, which is very rare because I don't argue, but we can have a huge disagreement. And 5 minutes later, she like, what you want me to make you to eat? And I'm looking at her like, what? I ain't even talking to you right now. And then I had to learn, and you know what? It's bigger problems in life. It's bigger things going on than this little argument to be had. So just let it go.
About which spoon is the spoon?
How to load the dishwasher. Like, just simple. It's just,
How do you load the dishwasher?
Bruh.
Is it the right way, or did she say it's the wrong way?
Bruh, it's the right way. It's the right way.
Does she agree with you?
Don't care if she agrees. It's the right way. Like, it's listen. When I tell you, sometimes I just have to walk by and check the dishwasher before it's turned on. Because there are some people, I'm not gonna name any names in this house, Sydney, that will sit there and put a bowl sitting up in the dishwasher. And my thing is, like, if the bowl's sitting up, how is it gonna get clean? Like, this makes no sense to me. Like, you're just throwing stuff and stashing stuff in there, and she tells me I wash the dishes off too much. And I'm like, yo, you can't just have everything on your dishes when you put them in the dishwasher, because it's not gonna get clean.
A little pre-rinse.
Yeah, I will take a dish rag and literally damn near clean it and then put it in the dishwasher. Because me, when I'm taking the dishes out the dishwasher, I'm looking at each and every piece. Most people just grab and push. And then when I go to get a dish, go to get a spoon or something, I'm like, what the hell is this on there? That's when I get that fit of rage. Like, so yeah, it's the right way and the wrong way to do it.
All right. It's what's the right way is your way, the wrong way is everybody else's way.
Yeah, I always do the right thing. You always got to do it the right way. Like, listen, everything has a place, and there's a place for everything. Always remember that phrase. Everything has a place, and there's a place for everything. There's a certain way you load the dishwasher up, especially to maximize your space. Don't just throw stuff here and throw stuff there. You line it up.
Yeah, I have there's the plate section where I put like a bunch of plates
Right.
You got the bowl section.
Exactly.
And then the top. So the top section. You know what I mean? Are those all? Those are all like drinks, like cups.
Cups, so yeah.
Yeah. No bowls on the top section.
Yeah, the bowls go in the top section.
Yeah. Face down.
It has to be. How's it going to get clean face up? That they're spinning underneath it. If it's going face up, all it's going to do is just catch the water.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going.
How about sideways?
Yeah, you got to angle it. You can't have it sideways. You have to angle it. You have to angle it so the water actually sprays.
How about fully face down?
Of course.
No, good. I am doing it right.
Yeah.
But some people in this house don't know how to load a dishwasher.
Bruh.
It's not this fella. That's all I gotta say.
Bruh.
So let's just say this. I've learned a lot of things. I know how to load dishes. I know how to wash my own clothes. I know how to vacuum. And that's true, Brodney. You talk big when Tia not around.
I talk big when she is around.
All right.
Let me tell you like this. Let me tell you 100%. I'm scared of my wife. I'm scared of my wife. I ain't even gonna hold you. And not fear. It's fear of disappointment.
Yes.
You know?
Understandable. Because you truly love her.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Because you didn't, you wouldn't care. Exactly. You wouldn't care. You wouldn't care, man. It's like every time, like when they ask a sports person, yes, I did learn how to make spaghetti. I made it. Yeah. I also know how to make eggs. Scrambled eggs.
You just learned how to cook spaghetti. Horrible.
That was a couple years ago. It was a couple years ago.
Grown man.
It was a couple years ago. Okay, it's not like it wasn't last week. All right. It was a couple years ago. So let's calm it down here. All right. I also know how to make eggs.
Oh,
mostly scrambled.
Eggs?
Yes, eggs.
You stepping up, bro.
I know, right?
I mean, I think I told Egg that when he was like 10.
Exactly. But you know what? I didn't cook growing up. All right. My mom did all the cooking. Mom did all the cooking growing up. Okay. I know how to make rice.
Oh. Next, you're gonna tell me you know how to boil water.
I do know how to boil some water.
Wow.
Hey, my thing is like these people in the chat act like they goddamn Gordon Ramsay. Man, they act like they can't cook.
You don't have to be Gordon Ramsay, but at a certain age,
exactly. You're right, but
at a certain age, you should have done and made certain things in life.
Spoiled. My good sir, I don't know you talk. I know you talking about spoiled growing up spoiled. I don't know you talking about spoiled. I've been working since I was 12. All right, calm down with the spoiled nonsense. All right.
You can work and still be spoiled.
Nah, I'm not. I wasn't spoiled.
No, really? Mom cooked every meal.
Yeah.
You know what I had to make for dinner some nights first?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what?
Sleep.
Yeah,
sleep. Yeah.
I had to make sleep for dinner some nights.
Yeah.
Many nights. Yes.
Well, my bad, Justin. That my mother loved me. Your mother didn't love you. All right?
Wow.
Yeah, I said it. Whatever.
Disrespectful.
What you want from me?
Not to be disrespectful.
That's a good point. So, Tony, you said you listen to music to unwind. What are other things you take your mind off things to chill you out, mellow you out? You know what I mean? You read, draw, you doodle in your notebooks.
No, I just listen to music. I listen to music and yeah, that's pretty much it. Or just sit and think about things to try to better my life.
Why music?
I don't know.
What has music struck a chord with you that you just need to put some music and you're all fine?
Because I've always been a hopeless romantic.
All right.
Like it's growing up in a house full of women. I think you get more in touch with your feminine side just being around women all the time. It's just through osmosis. It just became inherent. So I was always a hopeless romantic, and I got my heart broken at an early age. And to heal myself, I use music. So, lyrics resonate with me.
Like rom-coms get you as well.
So I will say, after my grandmother passed, like I don't know what happened. Like I've always been and always thought, man, rough, tough, made of steel. But for some reason, after my grandmother passed, like I can watch a rom-com and it can be real sappy, and I'm sitting up there like, man, you really love the girl. And I'm like, yo, shake it on. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, yeah, it's weird.
You know? Well, why is he crying in the rain? I'm not crying. He cried.
Right. I'm not crying. Like, who is it? A water leak?
What's going on right now?
Yeah.
Is that still the way you operate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super sensitive. Super sensitive. I don't know what it is. She transferred when she passed. She transferred something on to me. I don't know why.
Could it be her life force?
It is, and she's around here. She's around. Like sometimes I'm sitting here streaming, and the light right here would just start swaying back and forth, and I'm just looking like. And when Dream comes over, I have a picture of my grandmother in my living room. A sketch she had done in New Orleans, and Dream will sit there and stare at her picture and just start talking, and then she'll look up at the light and start talking, and I'm like, oh, I know she's here.
Do you truly believe in a cosmic force that, you know, people are never really gone? They're always with us.
100%. 100%. Listen, so we are all made up of energy. That's why we need to eat, sleep, do everything to recharge our battery. So just when a person moves on, energy never dies. It dissipates. So that energy goes somewhere. I don't know where it goes. Can't speculate. Won't begin to tell you where I think it goes, but energy moves on, and some of it lingers around. So,
it's a good point, Bradley.
Justin has a question. No, so are you going to skip over Justin and go right to Bradley? I do read sometimes.
Yeah. Well, Justin's an imbecile. His question's pretty stupid. You know. Wow. He's also a liar. So like, why should I even care?
What do you think will get you to be better than someone like Ferris? It's never mind. You already. I appreciate that. I guess
he doesn't really know you.
Humility makes you better than Ferris.
I'm a humble person.
Ferris, you're not a humble person. I told you one day. I said, Ferris, you know something? You're really good at what you do. I like your energy. I like how you present yourself. You said, I know, because I'm me. I said, well, thank you. Would have done just fine. And you said on several occasions, because I'm Ferris. You damn right I'm gonna do that, because it's me.
Point out, Ferris, 2-time Becky nominated radio show. Just got my second nomination today. That's all I gotta say. 1-time winner, 2-time nominated. You know what, Tony, you may have a point. I'm probably not that humble. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Not at all.
And Bradley, the book club, I told you, let's start anew and pick a new book, and I will do it.
We actually got a donation.
Nice.
We got a donation.
Shout out.
I didn't activate the animation, so we're not gonna get the animation, but we do got the donation. The donation coming in is from none other than Usher. Shout out to you, Usher. It's 7:00 on the dot. I'm in my drop top, cruising the streets. Oh yeah, I gotta get a pretty little thing that's waiting for me. Okay, I'm pulling up, anticipating good love. That's what it says, bro. That's what it says.
You want me to log off?
It's Usher, man. Usher sent me.
No, it's not. It's Rodney. It's Rodney. It's no, $1.50. That's Suge.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Suge.
But it's all right, man. It's fine. It's fine. Nah, man, because you know why it's my default mechanism. Let me tell you why it's my default mechanism, Tony. Because growing up, I was a humble guy. I stayed quiet. You know, I waited my turn. Right, growing up, I kept waiting my turn, and it never became my turn. You know what I mean? It never got there, right? Because they were like, "Oh, just wait, Ferris. Oh, just wait, Ferris. Oh, just be a part of the team." You know what happened? High school football, right? Let me tell you what happened. I listen to them. I do everything they tell me to do. I almost get kicked out of my after-school academic program because of that, because I wasn't doing my tutoring hours, because I was at football practice. I did everything they asked of me. And on game day, guess what happened? I didn't get off the sideline.
Right.
At all. So I listened. I bided my time. I was a good old boy. I listened. I followed instructions. I did whatever they wanted me to do. And I got nothing out of it. They lied to my face. I could have accepted them saying, "You will never play." They never told me that. They said, you do this and you will play. And I did everything they asked me to do. Then on game day, I saw nothing. And
you did get some out of it first.
Huh? And the senior year was worse. The senior year was worse because they had juniors starting over me. The only reason they started over me is that they were a couple inches taller than me. They didn't know how to play defensive end.
Okay,
and that's when I was like, fine. You know what? I'm done. I'm done waiting my turn.
You never have to wait your turn. You never have to wait your turn, but there's no need to announce yourself. What you got from that situation was motivation. Motivated you to do better and be better. There's also a thing called silent self-confidence. Like, you don't have to announce the world that you're coming. Just do your work. Show the people who you are. You don't have to tell them.
That's true.
They'll see it.
But I like doing it and then crushing somebody, because that's more demoralizing for my enemies.
Well,
when they know I'm coming and they can't stop me, dog.
First, you should be more focused on yourself and not your enemy. Because while you're focusing on them, they're focusing on bettering themselves. So you're taking away from you and how much better you can be.
I'm already the best. All right, that's a good point. You know, that was a joke. That was a joke. I think we were being real serious, and I just made a joke about it. No, you're correct. You're correct. I am getting better. I am.
These conversations a couple weeks ago about me being first.
You know, no, but that was me being joking in private. Like in real life, I listen to you guys. I act like I don't listen, but I listen. I'm listening. Trust me. I'm very happy for my nomination. I really am.
Yes, Bradley, my rival.
Who's your rival?
I have a YouTube rival.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it is. It is. We be battling for views and subscribers. He fell on some hard times lately, so I started watching his videos.
No, supportive.
I support
everybody. You ain't got no damn rival. You liar. You ain't got no rival. What is this?
Okay.
Yeah. No, Hendo. You know what I find about people who love music a lot. Because I saw this one video, right, of this stream of water. It's like just like this long stream of water. It's straight, and they have a speaker right next to the water, and I think they play a song, and that straight stream stops being straight and starts, like kind of like a fuzzy pattern, right? And I quickly found out, shout out to my radio professor, Jeff Jacoby. He tells me it's the only medium, audio, where it enters the body. We actually consume it. It is consumed. You know what I mean? When you watch a movie, you're watching a movie, you're sitting there watching a movie. It's right there. Right? You know what I mean?
You're right.
Yeah. He goes a little overboard. All right, he's calm down. All right. He's a little stupid. All right. Chill out, bro. Justin, we've kicked people out of the chat for Lesnar. You better calm it down, sir. So like but it's the only medium, like podcasts, music, ain't radio. You know what I mean? It physically enters you, right? It goes in the ear canal, it rattles in the ear canal, and it's in there, and it actually physically affects us.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why people stay sad when they listen to sad music when they're sad. When you're sad, you should play happy music, because different frequencies, different modules, it affects your brain waves and your body a little bit more. Do you succumb to that way of thinking?
I mean, I do believe that it can change your mood, but sometimes we associate ourselves with where we're at that point. So if I'm sad, I don't want to hear happy thoughts. I want to hear something that resonates with me in the situation that I'm going through. Well, not me personally, some people do. Just for me personally, I just love music. I have certain songs that put me in certain frames of mind. Like for each of my children and my granddaughter, they each have a song. They each have a song that I sang to them as a baby to calm them down. So if, for instance, I haven't seen my granddaughter per se in like 2 weeks or so, I'll just sit there and put a song on repeat and listen to the song, because it reminds me of her and it puts me in that certain mind state. So I'm going with what resonates with me at that moment, or what I'm feeling at that moment. I'm thinking of my granddaughter. I don't want to hear anything about happy thoughts, even though I'm sad because I didn't see my granddaughter. I want to hear the song that reminds me of her. that puts me in that mind state of the last time I saw her and I was rocking her to sleep. This is what was playing.
Mm-hmm. You have a podcast. You co-hosted with my main man Dre, Mr. Galloway. Go to Mr. Galloway. Go to Electric Relaxation. Mm-hmm. You guys talk about rap music more often. Is that the genre you prefer in music, or are you a give me your country, give me your pop, give me your rap, give me your R&B, not Usher?
So
other R&B, with
electric relaxation, we talk hip hop and rap because that's what we grew up on. That was the genre that kind of resonated with us because we were with hip hop during its infancy in its first stages, and we saw it grow like a child or like a sibling because we were right there with it. But as far as me and music goes, like as much as I love rap, as much as I love it, my favorite music and my go-to has got to be 80s rock.
Hair metal.
Not necessarily. It was other stuff out there other than hair metal. But to me, music is music to me. Like it's like football. It's positionless.
Yes.
I don't care what genre it is. I don't care who made it outside of Usher. Yeah, that's what my bad. I don't care who made it outside of Usher. If it's good music, I'm going to listen to it. But I just, for some reason, I grew up with 80s rock. The first record I can remember, and I think it all goes back to my childhood, because the first record I remember getting was Day at the Races by Queen from my uncle. He was the only black person that I knew back in the early 80s that listened to rock and roll, and that's all he listened to. But he had a record collection, and he gave me one of those records. And my uncle never really did too much for me, so to me it was a big thing. And just growing up, just that 80s rock and roll, that's what I listen to most. Like Hall and Oates. That's my go-to is maybe Fleetwood Mac. Or Queen. Those are my two go-tos, but I'll listen to anything. But yeah, 80s music is the 1980s is the best time ever in life.
Yes.
Don't say yes.
Hey, man, Fleetwood Mac, man, they made a lot of songs about each other, hating on each other. It's pretty great. Stevie Nicks started making dissing her a guitarist, and then you got the other people. My favorite. They were all in
relationships.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You still gotta work. You still gotta work with them.
Exactly. My favorite Fleetwood Mac song is?
What's that?
Everywhere.
That's a good
Christy McVie sang it.
Yeah, that's a good.
You know what I mean? It's pretty good. It's like it.
I'm particular to Landslide.
Landslide. Oh, that's going in. Rhiannon. It's pretty good. Yeah. So someone told me to really listen to their live renditions of their live album. You know what I mean? Do you like those live albums? Like kind of like going a cappella. Like T-Pain got a live album where he sang a bunch of songs live, and everyone found out T-Pain actually can sing. And I'm like, been on that.
I thought that was Masked Singer that showed people could sing.
Oh yeah, but people forgot about the Masked Singer because it was a long time ago. And you know how people's attention spans are. You know what I mean? Yeah. He sang Tennessee Whiskey. Yeah. Country?
Not a T-Pain. Okay.
You're not a T-Pain fan?
I'm not a T-Pain fan.
Why? You auto-tune?
Yeah, screw that guy. I just didn't like him. Screw that.
Oh, okay.
But yes, country, it doesn't matter, bro. I don't care. Classical, it doesn't matter. If it's a good song, if it's good music, I'll listen to it.
So Queen and Fleetwood Mac. Those are the go-to album. Go-to bands.
Mary J. Blige.
Mary J. Blige.
My life.
That album.
Those are my go-to.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Big fan of you.
Favorite song ever is by Mary J. Blige.
What's your favorite song?
I Never Want to Live Without You.
Oh, that's a good one.
That song, favorite song ever.
I'm a big fan of everything. You know what I
mean? So Brodney knows this. So on my other channel, I made a video about Dream, and I put that song in it. That one in All This Love by Elder Barge.
Oh yeah. My favorite song is I Will Always Love You, like the Whitney Houston version. But then like Yeah.
Appreciate that, Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah. That video tears me up.
Yeah.
That
Saving all
video.
my love for you with Whitney though. That got me.
Okay, moving on.
You don't like Whitney?
Moving on.
Okay. All right. I was just trying to reminisce over our favorite songs. You know?
Just messing with you first.
Jesus Christ, man. No, but really is like now I say like Whitney as like I always as my good. I actually don't know. How can you have a favorite song? You know what I mean? How can like one song? Like I always find those people fascinating. Like I actually don't have a favorite song ever. I just said those just gonna connect, but
because I love and that song.
That's fine. That's fine. What I'm saying is, love.
No, what I'm saying is I love, and that's the reason that's my favorite song is because I associate that song with love.
Mm-hmm.
I associate the song with how I feel about the person that I love. So that's why it's my favorite song. And listen, there are 1,000 songs that could be number one at any given time. But for me, it just resonates more with me in my feelings and how I feel about relationships.
Why? What does the song tell you about it?
I mean, listen to the title, bro. I never want to live without you.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I know what the title. I'm
right.
talking about like the actual like lyrics in the body of the verses.
That's all it is. That's all. When you start talking about R&B and stuff, that's all it is the lyrics. Like it's not like rap where you got the beat like, oh, that beat is hot. Lyrics is trash. It's about the lyrics and what it's saying.
Yeah. But like, what if like in another genre, another song gets you?
There are a lot of songs that.
Yeah, I know, but having a favorite song,
yes.
like one song, like just one song in an R&B genre, I find those people fascinating because I can't do it.
Listen, and I guess for me it was kind of different because there were times in South Carolina. It's not a lot to do in South Carolina. And literally it was.
Is that where boot camp was?
Yeah, I was boot camp and I was stationed out there. Okay. But it was pretty much, and this is why I say people go out there and see other lifestyles and how other people live. Friday nights and Saturday nights, it was go to the Piggly Wiggly and go to Walmart. Like people would dress up and go to Walmart on a Friday, Saturday night. But so it was not much to do. And when I found myself being able to listen to a song on repeat for hours and not get tired of it, that's when I knew like, yo, this is my song.
Mm-hmm. And you know what, man? This is my interview. It was a tremendous time talking to you, Tony. Appreciate you so much. Your time. Where can people find you, my man?
Oh, you can find me at the Roug Pod on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Myself and Brodney. We do any given Sunday where we talk about the Ravens, trying to transition a little bit more into sports along with just the Baltimore Ravens. Because, like I said, multifaceted. I have a myriad of thoughts going on in my brain. You can find me at Monday nights at 9 p.m. on Sip the Tally with Coach Evans, Jose, Brodney, OTR Mike, and Chris Just Joking from Deep Cover Podcast doing the Ravens Roundtable. Then on Tuesday nights, you can find me at 8 p.m. going live with my man, Mr. Galloway, on Electric Relaxation. Mr. Galloway talking all things hip-hop. Then at 9:45, you can find me on Suge Knight 323's channel and doing Steel Conspiracy. I'm not going to do it tonight. Steel Conspiracy, where we talk sports, Steelers, Ravens, AFC North football. And wherever else I decide. I'm trying to be a lot less busy, because I have to get my other channel, which I need to get on and popping. Like I need to do more and invest more into it because, like I said, that channel allows me to talk about whatever, and it's not just relegated to just sports. So I think that I may tailor things down with the Baltimore Ravens channel, but once you start getting rolling, it's hard to stop because once you stop, people forget about you.
It's true.
So, a lot of projects going on. Jose, Brodney, and I have something going on where we're trying to implement some stuff and do some things. For me, I love YouTube. I love getting on camera. I love talking to people. But for me, the biggest thing is I'm trying to get my editing game up because I really like editing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get behind the scenes and start something with that. Also, I'm coming out with how to grow on YouTube. Digital content.
Like a digital video for to help people.
Yeah. It's I'm opening up a stand store and selling some digital merchandise and stuff. So that's going to be one of the things to help people grow on YouTube. I'm not one of the ones that's going to help you to get to 10,000 subscribers in 90 days, but I can help you definitely get all your stuff up. I've learned some things, and it's not the same BS that they tell you in all these videos, how to do it real quick and how to do all these things. Like, I come from a genuine place where I want to see everybody grow. Whether I like you or I don't like you, everybody in YouTube can grow and make some money off of this stuff. And that's why I think I go so hard. And I think you asked me earlier why I do it, because when I first started talking to Jose said, treat this like a business. And when it comes to me and work, I'm gonna give it my all. And if it's gonna be my business, I'm gonna try to put out the best product that I can. And being that this is one of these areas that everybody can make money on YouTube, everybody. And this is why I don't understand why people hate on each other and try to diminish other people's light. We all can win. So if I can help some people grow and help some people win, let's go.
All right, guys. My name is Ferris Blondie. You find me here every Friday on the Let's Get Ready Network channel, 8 o'clock Pacific, the Open Table, as well as on our sports channel every Friday, 3 o'clock Pacific, on Good Friends, Better Rivals, and a smattering of other shows throughout our networks and our sister networks of the sports channel. So I'm at Ferris Blondie on Twitter. You know, that's where I'm at. But yeah, you know what? Thank you to my guest Tony. It's a great it's great talk. It's always great talking to you, man. It's always great talking to you. You know, and I appreciate you for giving us your time. And guys, next week, we'll see y'all next week. Peace.